Well, here we are. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Raph. How are ya?
I'm good, a little bit sweaty, or actually a lot sweaty, but sitting in the room with the
Ah,
air conditioner, so it's working a little bit.
nice. I have
Yes.
a fan. It's blowing like literally right on me, and I'm very happy about that.
Nice.
So
That's a good
hopefully there's
thing.
not a lot of background noise, but yeah. So we're just on here to bring you some wisdom on this Wednesday, and just off camera, we were talking about what what were we talking about?
Well, kind of brought up, like how we there's public speaking, there's like, how you behave, and, you kind of reframe on communication just because, there's a bigger audience. But, so I had a really cringy moment today where I'm like, oh, because I was at a house showing with my son, and I'm like, oh, this and this and this. And there's, I'm like, oh, they're just like, I said, oh, it's really interesting to see how people live. And I was telling my son, a lot of this can be cleaned up. It's just dirty, right? Like, it's just really dirty. They're not very good cleaners. And as like, the realtor kind of pointed out to me afterwards. Sorry, I'm going sideways. I still haven't gotten something to fix this. Um, we were talking. He goes, "Oh, there's a camera." I'm like, "Oh," and
Yikes.
I didn't say anything bad, but like now I'm just like racking my brain. Like, what did I say? It's
Mm,
like they're really nice people and all that. They were outside, but you don't think you're being watched. And I think this day and age, you're constantly being watched. And I
yeah,
maybe it's just my age where I'm like, we kind of forget that. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just like,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely. But really, like to me, that's almost an invasion of your privacy. If they did have the cameras on, you know, tr- you really shouldn't. People are entitled to their opinion, and it's also whatever you hear, you can't unhear. So it's kind
Mhm.
of your own responsibility. But I totally know what that's like. I mean, I've had gazillion cringeworthy
Yeah.
moments or moments where you can't say anything and you clamp it down. And I've had to do that so many times that it gets to the point where even when you know it's safe to say something, it's hard to say it because you have all of this self talk in your head about what you're saying and should I say this? How are they going to construe it? And will this come back and bite me? So it's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling my husband, I'm like, because he said that he noticed it a long time. I'm like, oh, why didn't you tell me? And it's just like, but it just kind of goes to show that, like this is a day and age that we're constantly being watched, right? Like it's just like, the cars have cameras, every building has cameras, and just it's just like, so it's, I don't know, like just be careful on how you communicate, because sometimes we let ourselves go
Yeah.
with
Well,
with our opinion.
yeah,
And
and
it's
I
gonna end
think
it like this, and it's gonna gently slide down again.
it's going to do what it's going to do. But
Yeah.
I think we just really have to be responsible for our actions even when we act out. We're all entitled to have a moment of embarrassment or anger, but we also have to be willing to deal with the consequences of it. And
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the freedom of speech, people. And I don't know anyone who's watching this, how do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like it's okay for you to speak your mind, or do you really feel you need to kind of walk on eggshells or think it all through in your head? And yeah, it's a
Uh,
tough one. It
yeah.
depends
Yeah.
too, situation.
It really depends, but it's like when you think that you're alone and you just go blah, right? Whereas like if you're in public or you're speaking to, a certain person that's, they might not, whatever. It's not walking on eggshells, but it's just like being aware of the communication and how you communicate it, I
Yeah,
guess, is a big
yeah,
thing.
it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
So I
anyways,
think Hmm? You're sliding
Oh,
again.
it's all
Good.
good. Yeah,
At least it's a good connection now, which is
I
nice.
know. Took us a while.
Yeah, it works in what counts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Let's pull a few cards, and anyone who's here watching who would like a card pull, or anyone watching it at the replay when it's done, we're just going to pull a little bit of wisdom surrounding this topic of those cringeworthy communication moments. And
Yeah.
just see what comes up, I guess.
Yeah. Communication. All
Yeah.
right. Card on communication. Oh, one fell.
There you go.
So the card is abundance. When your heart's intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance will naturally open. Jeez Louise, this camera or the thing trigger.
Tammy's
Um,
here. She says, I'm here listening. Hi, Tammy.
Hi Tammy. So I just think like, with this energy of this card is, even when nobody's listening or if everybody's listening, is to have the mindset of just being open and being, speaking with your heart. Like I would never tell someone that's, oh, your place is dirty or whatever, right? Like this, there's constructive,
In your face.
yeah. The what?
You'd tell me though.
Well, sometimes, yeah, but you say it in a nice way. Your
Well,
place is fine.
not today, but that's okay.
Yes.
Oh, and Annalie's here too. Hi, Annalie.
Hello.
So the card that fell, I'm using the Ganesh deck, is innocence.
Mm.
And I like that for this is because when we speak from the heart, I mean, sometimes we have to convey things that aren't easy, but we also have to realize that we're never going to know how someone's going to take something. Take it to heart is, a good term. We don't know, but if we come across it from that state of just being innocent about what we need to convey, and sometimes we need to say words that might feel like a oh,
Mm-hmm.
like a shock to the person, but if it's done in a loving way, if it's done with respect, um, it's one to me. It's a case of don't shoot the messenger, take the message to heart, and just go from there. That's what I'm picking up on. Another
Yeah.
one, revelation, which I think is fantastic because the only way you're really going to learn something is by listening to the world around you. And that means sometimes listening to what people have to say. And we don't always like it, but that's how we learn and how we grow. So it's having that openness. And it's okay to have that reaction initially because we're only human. We're human first, and then we're spiritual seconds. Let's be realistic here, right? So we're going to have that dagger to my heart, and then you let it sink in a bit, and think why did this message need to come through, and thinking about the person who has to speak the message to us, um, with patience and with love. That's really all we can really do. I mean, I know it's not always easy, especially when you're having an argument. Can't be all super respectful, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I
Mm-hmm.
feel it's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think for me is like for my lesson or my understanding or my wisdom or knowledge that I gained today is to be aware more of my communication, on off camera and private. And so, because a lot of, just like the internal kind of things. And so,
Mhm.
yeah, because, yeah, it's not nice to have cringe, you know?
But at the
Yeah.
same time, if they did hear it, maybe it's good for them because it's like, oh, well, when we show it again, let's make sure it's neat. It presents itself neater and tidier,
Oh,
right?
there we go.
Or
Yeah.
maybe their realtor heard it and can convince them to be a little neater when it comes to that. But I know, last summer when you were helping me look for a place, like some of the places it'd be like, I can't believe people would just allow their place to be shown in the state they was being shown. Granted, some of them were rentals, and sometimes that's the way it goes because they don't have the same, love, care, and attention to something. They're not invested in, hey, we want to sell this place. But yeah, I don't think that was a wrong thing if they did hear anything. I think if anything, it's a good learning experience. So
Yeah. Yeah. On both of our parts.
yeah, yeah,
Aiden just
yeah.
won't bring me to any more showings because, yeah, I might have lost that. Yeah, I'm not selling it to them.
Put
I
you on
don't
the
like his
blacklist.
mom very much.
But no, I think it's important too to realize that when we are out speaking with people, like I know sometimes in the early morning, I can hear people who are out for a walk in the early morning, and and then they start talking to somebody else, and you don't realize how quiet it is, and that everyone can hear you. You don't realize that you're just having a conversation with the person you're talking to. So to me, that's a really good lesson that there's always ears listening. And I don't say that to be all paranoid, big brother's watching, but it's
No, no,
also
no, no.
do, you know, it is what you're saying okay to be heard from people it's not directed at. That's
Mhm.
something to consider. And I
Yeah.
think I love this topic because I think it makes us more mindful about the communication we do have, where maybe can construct our thoughts first and then let it spew out of our mouths.
I love that.
Um,
Being more mindful, right? Because that energy is coming through you. Like, I didn't really say anything bad, but it just, it did make me kind of cringy because I'm like, oh, I if I knew I was being watched, I wouldn't have said it. Right.
yeah, and
Because
it makes
I'm,
you think though. Like you'd be like,
yeah,
"Oh, what did I say?" And you start thinking back. Did I say anything that wasn't very good? Or
I know. I know. So
Um,
I think I'm
yeah,
just being like majorly critical of myself right now, but, but yeah,
yeah.
I love what you just said, being mindful.
I mean, it's not always in the moment. You're in the moment. You're caught up. You're caught up with the gossip girls. Maybe there's a whole bunch of you sitting cackling at a table in a restaurant, and you don't realize everyone else can hear you. And somebody might know somebody who might know someone who knows you. And then next thing you know, the phone comes out, and it's like, oh God, I'm so glad I didn't grow up in this day and age.
Oh, I know.
That would be horrible. Sorry, everybody who had to grow up with being on video camera constantly. But yeah, some things
Yeah.
are just better left unsaid, even if we're just thinking it in our minds. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
So did you
So
have a good day today, Lorraine?
yes, it was a
Or
very
is it too
quiet
hot?
day because I had a friend stay overnight, so we had a good time. So
Good.
therefore today is a very big rest day. That's how I'm
Perfect.
gonna work.
To
Yeah.
put it safely.
Yes. And this is water, plenty of it.
There we go. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. But it just feels really good to have days where you can give yourself space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful for that. Actually, I had a bit of a scare today. We took Elliot out, for a walk around the lagoon, and then we sat on a bench, and he was just kind of standing in front of us, and I guess the leash was kind of wrapped around me. Well, he tried to jump up on the bench, but it cut him short and pulled him back
Oh
down, and
no.
fell on the cement. It's a cement slab, and yelped like he broke his other leg. And oh my gosh. So we picked him up, and in my head I'm already like, oh my God, where do I take him? I'm not where I
Worst
used
case
to, you know,
scenario. Yeah.
yeah. And it's like walking him back here, and then I'm thinking, well, he's not doesn't have that same awful cry that he did when he did break his leg last year. So once I got him home, I gently just kind of touched it, and he didn't yelp, but I know he must have sprained it or knocked it, hit the funny bone. That does not feel good. And I
Yeah.
think he just has a low pain threshold, but he's kind of resting up. But that scared the crap out of me because
Yeah.
we don't.
Probably scared the crap out of him, hence the yelp too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that wasn't a fun thing to happen, but I'm really grateful I didn't have to follow through with everything that was spiraling in my mind. Where do I go? How do
Yeah.
I, it's, yeah.
Not.
So I think I'm still recovering from that. It's just, we don't like our loved ones to be hurt. And, it's one thing, at least with kids, unless they're not verbal yet, they're still too young, at least they can kind of tell you. But with pets and their cries, and you're really not sure what's wrong, it's just a punch in the gut. It's heart-wrenching.
Mhm.
It's all those words and all the feels that go with it. So that didn't help me today at all.
No, no.
But I'm grateful he seems to be okay, and he's resting. He's not doing too much, so he's got
Perfect.
mama's sympathy today.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Wonderful.
so funny. I see you guys coming in
I know,
through the door.
I know.
Hi guys. And it kind of freaked me out because I thought there's no one in my house. Who's coming in my
The joys of
house?
living with people. I know.
Oh,
And it's,
yeah.
it's catching the door there. Well, I had to find Wi-Fi, so there we go.
Yes. Yes, we were on the search for Wi-Fi. We have, before, in case you guys don't know that, we meet a few minutes prior to. I call it our tech check, just to make sure we got Wi-Fi and different things like that. And we were going through the robot stage of and the
Glitching,
film
yeah.
not working, but it worked itself out because why? Because we had faith it would. As soon as we hit go live, we know it's going to work out the way it's meant to. So
And it did. Phew.
it did. I know.
Yeah,
Woo, we
it's a
did
good
it. We
thing.
did it.
Such a good thing. Yes. Now,
It
if only
is.
life could just continue doing that with everything.
Yes. Yes. Like I wrote a little
So
thing in my
nice.
gratitude journal. Just a brief. I put I'm grateful for challenges that are easier to bear than imagined.
Mm.
And I was thinking of the scenario that happened today with Elliot, and because it's true. I mean, you might say, why would you have gratitude for something like that? Why would you write that? But there's going to be challenges in life. We all know it. It's not saying, oh, you said it, therefore you manifest it. It's just part of life. It's part of growth. You know, you think of a seed planted in the dirt. It doesn't have an easy time of it. It's got to push its way out of its shell, and then it's got a bunch of dirt piled on it, and it's got to struggle to get to the light. And it does it. It does it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a miracle, yet it's a miracle that happens every single day. So, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. But I like to, when I wrote something down, sometimes we don't know our power until we're challenged.
Yes.
And it's
Love it.
so true. Yeah, if we have it too easy, we really don't know what we're capable of or what we're capable of asking for help. Or
Yeah.
sometimes we don't realize
Can I
what
just
someone else is
interject?
capable
I know what I'm capable of. I know all this kind of stuff now. Just enough. I'm
of.
good.
There you
I'm
go.
good.
Yeah. Okay, I'm topped up
Yeah.
now. I'm good.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Pass that wisdom to someone else. Here's the
Exactly.
torch.
Yeah. My brain can only hold so much.
Yeah,
So good.
yeah. Mm, I hear you.
Just like the rest of the world, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. And we can feel like I just want to give up, and then you can have a few moments of that, maybe even a few days of it. Then you got to
Hmm.
snap yourself out of it because life is precious. It really, really is. And we see it in those moments where someone, doesn't have it as good as we do, or we see someone in pain and realize that, oh, I've been squandering this, this love and adventure of life because I'm so worried something's going to happen. And it's in those times where you're just having a beautiful day looking out at the lake, and then your dog does some weird ass shit thing, and so no amount of helicoptering before that would prevent anything from happening. So you just got to enjoy. I guess that's my
Yeah. Yeah.
little nugget of the day is
Yeah. Be in
don't
the
worry.
present. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Love it. So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know. We were pretty quiet here in the comments, you guys. If anyone wants a card pull, let us know, and then we'll probably pop off here and get on with the rest of our day.
I know. I need to water my garden, and then I think Brian and I are going to go out for dinner, so that'll be nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Belinda says, I'd love a card. All
Nice.
right. So let's, we'll keep your name up there. So let's pull a card for her. Do you want to pull?
Sure. We're shuffling. Nothing's coming out right now. Well,
And Annalie, yes, I'll mark you down. And Aaron, yeah, mark you down.
oh, it was
Awesome.
Aaron's birthday the other day. Happy birthday, Aaron.
Oh, yes.
I
Happy
hope you cried
belated.
lots because it was your birthday and you can cry if you want to.
You're too young to cry. I'm going to cry on my birthday coming
Yes,
up.
yes.
That's
Yeah.
all good. It's all
All
good.
right.
But I cry happy tears too. So there's that. It doesn't always
There
have to
we
be
go.
sad.
All
All
right.
right. So you pull one, I'll pull one. We've got 3 people who want readings, and then we will call it a day.
All right. They're jumping for Belinda. And so what I'm almost feeling is that there's a lot of different things happening and decision making that needs to happen. And you have a lot of different options or different avenues that you can go. And it's just a matter of taking time out, sitting with it, and making a decision. And sit with it because it feels like the energies are kind of bouncy in a lot of different areas. That's what I picked up from trying to shuffle the cards. And the card that I just pulled for you is uncertainty, self doubt, discomfort, and ambiguity. Step into the unknown.
Hmm.
And so, yeah. So basically, what I just said, but it really feels like you need to just kind of push the external energy away and sit within self and just feel the direction, feel what your, not what your mind says, but what your soul is leaning towards more and honor that.
I like that. Yeah. So I pulled sustenance for you,
Mm.
Belinda. So to me, it's like maybe you've been holding back, or like, I can't do for me right now. I'm focusing on other people or what have you. But this is, to me, is saying you need to do something that feeds you, whether it's literal or feed your soul, like picking up on what Raphael was saying. And sustenance is going to give you the strength, the endurance, and the will to live life on a whole different level. I feel like you've been really wanting something to change, or wanting things to change, and thinking it's outside of your own control. But there are little things we can control, and it's like, what are you feeding yourself? What are you feeding your body? What are you feeding your mind? What are you feeding your heart? Let it be something that really is sustenance, so you can grow and feel nurtured. Even if you're not feeling it outside of yourself, give it to yourself. And the more you do that, you're raising your vibration, and you're telling the universe, I matter. So more things are going to come in to show you that you matter. And then that is something that can ripple out to every loved one in your life. That's what I'm picking up for you, Belinda. Let us know what you think.
Beautiful.
All right. So Annalie is next. Oh, and Belinda's saying both resonate right now. Thank you. Oh, good. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
being here. You're very welcome. All right, Annalie. The Cards are all over the place. It doesn't help that I got teeny little hands and the cards are the size of
Those
my
big cards, yeah. With you, Annalie, I started humming a little song, and I don't think it's any song in particular, but it's almost like actually, me and my friends were talking about that the other day. Is about humming. You can't be stressed, or your mind can't wander all over the place when you start humming, and it's bringing that energy of like you know. And I'm hearing hum a happy tune, sing a happy tune, and so there's that energy there. It's going to calm your nervous system down. It's going to calm your mind down, and there's more at the tip of my brain or wherever it's coming from. I'm gonna pick this card.
Trying
Sorry, I
to
probably
see it.
cut you off, Lauren.
Mm.
Where? My earball?
I don't know. Don't quite see it.
Which earball? All right. So, Emily, you got mastery, building your area of expertise, expansive and prosperous.
Nice.
And so it's just allowing that joyful energy to grow, right? And so that is where the growth can start happening more so, because if you're stagnant and like this and holding yourself and like or just like stuck in a certain energy, humming helps release, and that vibration will help things flow a lot more easier. And I'm also picking up the energy around you, like attracts like.
Mm.
So it does feel like I just keep on hearing like a humming, like a song being hummed.
I like
So
that.
hopefully that makes sense. Maybe, maybe there's stuff where you're feeling anxious right now, and it's just, don't worry, whistle a happy tune. Things are good.
I love it. I like that. So what I got for you, Annalie, is inner knowing. And what I'm picking up from this is there is this inner knowing deep within you, like life is doing life, and you're focused on a dream and what you want, and it's there and you know it, and yet all this other stuff just keeps showing up, showing that either not now, or wait, or hey, go through this friggin' thing first. And it's like, but deep down there is something. So no matter what comes in to challenge you, please remember that. Trust that inner knowing. Trust that there is better, and it is here. You just need to find each other, whatever that is. Keep that spark. So maybe that is the humming. That's that. Just
Mm-hmm.
trust it. Even in the times where it's like, well, I trusted and it still went to shit. It's still that seed is always there, even if it might seem to shrivel a little bit. If you keep nurturing it, it can grow and grow, and it's getting stronger each time, each time. So that's for you, Annalie.
Nice.
All right. And now we have Erin, the birthday girl. You're welcome, Annalie. Erin. I think my hands are just sweaty. They
Yeah.
won't shuffle right.
Mm. Do you want me to go? Or you
Yeah.
got one?
No,
Yeah.
I don't have one. I'm still shuffling.
Okay. Okay. So, Aaron, this card jumped out. I was gonna pull. Anyways, this deck wanted to be pulled for you. So the card that you received was celebration. Celebrate your achievements. You truly are a gift to the universe.
Nice.
And it's almost like that energy of just coming into power. And it feels like, like it's that energy of like, I know I'm good. I know I'm great. I know I can do this. I'm empowered. I got this. And it's almost to me, it feels like a soul growth has just, taken place. So a shift in being to a higher understanding wisdom, knowledge that is carrying me through to the next level. So there we go.
Nice. I love that. Sounds like some smarts are coming in. Maybe that comes with age, right? My dad would always say that. Do you feel older? You feel a year older? So year wiser? I
Yeah,
always
yeah.
have some wisecrack answer.
I love
So what
it.
I got for you, Erin, is relaxation. Like, look at that. Don't you just want to be there? Can't you just smell the beautiful night flowers in the air, the fragrance of relaxation and trusting that everything is working out in the divine timing it's meant to work out. And it don't feel guilty for relaxing, especially during times where it's like, oh, well, I got to get this done. I got to get that done. You know, life is life and life will continue. So you need those pauses to come back to yourself, to give yourself those little joyful moments, even if it's just putting your feet up on the couch for like 5 minutes and just smile and hum with bliss in your heart. That's going to sustain you and allow you to get on with the other things that you need to do. So I think it's a good reminder for you, for all of us, that relaxation is a big part of doing. It really is. You can't
Mm-hmm.
constantly do. We're not robots. We're humans, and we all have the right to have the space and to feel that relaxation. So there you go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's a good one to end on. So thank
Thanks so
you, everybody, for being here today. And we'll see you next Wednesday for some more wacky wisdom. I don't know. Wacky wisdom is always good, right? Who
I like
doesn't need it?
wacky wisdom. That's better.
Yeah. All
It's more
right. So see,
entertaining.
it totally is. So we'll
Yeah.
see you next time. Hopefully it's a little cooler and I'll probably be a little more on, but right now I'm just gonna stand in front of a fan for a while. Oh, before we go, let's see. Erin wrote something. Yes, you're both absolutely right. I've grown a lot in the past little bit here, a lot. And vacation time starts Friday. Yay! Thanks, ladies. You're so welcome. Now, that relaxation means it. Relax. Whatever that means for you. Maybe you want like jogging to relax. Personally, I think that's crazy talk, but just kidding. Thanks for letting us know, and thanks for being here. We'll see you later. Bye, Raph.
Bye bye.